It is said that by the year 2025, 13% of India's GDP will be contributed by the Indian real estate sector. Government initiatives towards housing has also helped create a conducive environment for real estate sales.
1.95 crore houses. 1.95 crore houses are
The projection for real estate sales was said to reach 65,000 crores in 2040 from that of 12,000 crores in 2019. Real estate projects were in full swing until they weren't. The global pandemic has stopped the second largest populated country of the world in its tracks. Property purchasers, thinking about cancelling the property transaction, have begun to realize that they may have already incurred loss of lakhs of rupees. The source of the losses? Their sale agreement. Property purchasers often throw caution to the wind while making a purchase. They never stop to think that there could be a chance where they may have to cancel the sales deal. They tend to ignore the clauses in their sales agreement as insignificant, causing themselves a loss of lakhs. Today, we will talk about 4 ignored clauses. 2 are related with payment deduction and 2 with stamp duty. The first ignored clause is deduction. Purchasers pay booking amount and consideration to developers. In event of cancellation, how much amount is returned to the purchasers? 30%, 40%, 50%. Let us observe 2 scenarios. Scenario 1. Assuming that you have paid an advance amount of rupees 6 lakhs to the builder. If you have agreed to a 40% reduction of the amount paid to the builder, you lose 2,40,000 rupees. Scenario 2. The clause says that the builder will deduct a 10% of the total consideration amount of the property. In this case, how much do you stand to lose? Assuming a total consideration for a property worth of 50 lakhs, the amount which will be deducted by the builder shall be 5 lakh rupees. Property purchasers have often no idea as to what percent of deduction have they agreed to, and the said deduction would be based on what? The advance amount or the total consideration amount? Second clause, duration of return. If you have made peace with the amount of deduction, then you would be looking forward for the return of the rest of the amount by the builder. How quick do you expect this amount? In a month? 2 months? 4? How about a year? Let us observe 2 scenarios again. Some developers use your money without interest for a year, and it is perfectly legal. After all, you have signed the agreement yourselves, thereby accepting and agreeing with the clause. But even if you find yourself among those who wait for a year, consider yourselves lucky. You at least do not feature among those who face the scenario number 2. There are developers who will return your money when your property will be sold to another buyer, if it is sold. What would you do in such a situation? If you go ahead and cancel the deal, not only lose the property, but also you'll have no idea when will you get the money. On the other hand, if you do not cancel the deal, you'll be stuck with the property you do not want anymore. That is a problem. Third clause is about stamp duty. You have handed over lakhs to the developers, so he may pay stamp duty and registration fees to the government. He'll pay and generate either a grass challan or ESBTI certificate, but whose name shall be mentioned as the duty payer? If you're wondering why it is important, allow us to inform you that the government refunds the stamp duty amount only to the person or entity whose name is mentioned as the duty payer. Nowadays, more and more developers are paying the stamp duty amount in their firm's name. The stamp duty refund in such cases will be transferred by the government in the developer's account and not yours. You will have to request the developer to transfer the amount later in your account when he has received the amount from the government, to which he may or may not oblige, depending upon how good a relation you have maintained with the developer. In fact, if your name is not mentioned as a duty payer, you are not eligible even to apply for a refund. You will have to request the developer to apply for stamp duty refund within given time, and if the developer disagrees or delays the stamp duty refund application, you will lose all the money that you have paid as stamp duty. So always insist upon your name to be mentioned as the duty payer. Fourth clause is original documents. In event of cancellation, who will possess the original documents? Considering that those are required by the government for stamp duty refund, a considerable amount of developers deny the original documents to the purchasers, claiming that those are required by them for selling the property further to new buyers. Assuming that you have paid a stamp duty of 3 lakh rupees without the original documents, your complete stamp duty is lost. Thus, your agreement has a clause which compels the developer to hand over the original documents in event of cancellation. It should. If we add the loss of stamp duty amount to the amount that you as a property purchaser have lost due to deduction, the total assumed amount comes to 5,40,000 for scenario 1 and 8 lakhs for scenario 2. All this loss even before you actually take a step to cancel your property transaction. If you find yourselves among those property purchasers who have ignored the aforementioned clauses, the only remedy at this moment could be having a dialogue with your developer and requesting him not only to understand your position but also to ease off the deductions and cooperate with stamp duty refund procedure. If you are someone who is planning to purchase a property, then ensure that all the above clauses are understood by you and are changed as per your own preferences. Wishing you all the best. If you wish to understand any legal topics, you may write to us in the comment section. If you have liked the video, please like, subscribe and share this video to those of your friends and family who may need it. And if you haven't already, do check out our video, Is Stamp Duty Refund Possible? Thank you. Goodbye.